Yo, what's good, guys? It's GM Jidel, and today we're going to try to rebuild the Charlotte Hornets. Where the NBA season left off, the Hornets were at 22-42. You know, not one of the best teams in the NBA. I have an admission to make, guys. I actually thought this team had a real shot to be the worst team in the history of the NBA. I'm not even going to lie. I thought they were contenders, but, you know, Devontae Graham started playing well. Rozier, you know, maybe overpaid, but still not a bad basketball player. In fact, he has some good games once in a while, can really put a team ahead with his shooting. So I was wrong about that. You know, I was wrong. So I'm looking at the roster before I started. Batum has a big contract and a big player option. He's probably going to opt into that. Zeller's on kind of a big deal. Rozier's deal, he's overpaid, but he's not a bad player. So, you know, gonna have to figure out the contract situation, but also we're really not even a free agent destination. So I don't know what all that cap space is going to do. I think the real best way to rebuild this team is to try to get a good draft pick from this year, get a good draft pick the following year, and build around those two picks and Miles Bridges. That's going to be my guess about how things are going to go, but usually these rebuilds don't go the way I think they will. All right, the Nets take the championship in that first season, so we are here at the draft lottery, and luckily we end up with the number 1 pick. That's very convenient for us, and we're going to take Anthony Edwards because, you know, I imagine Devontae Graham will be my point guard of the future. He probably will be the only player we really salvage for the duration of the rebuild. I think this might be a longer one. We're really starting from the bottom, so we got Anthony Edwards. We got our guard situation figured out, our point guard and our shooting guard. We're gonna also sign Udoko Azubuike, who the computer auto drafted in the second round. I really should be drafting these second rounds, but the computer always catches me with a good auto draft. So Devontae Graham is up to an 81. He's already 25, so he's probably not going to get much better than that, to be honest. And Batum did accept his player option, who we're going to try to get rid of. I'm not going to extend a qualifying offer to any of these guys. None of these guys are really doing what we needed from them. So I'm going to clear the cap hold of a lot of these bigger dudes. Don't need them. I will try to bring back Willie Hernan Gomez. You know, he's already on the squad. Probably won't cost me a lot to retain him. But first, let's see if we can get rid of Batum's massive salary. And the Pistons are going to give me first round pick. You know what? Yes. Thank you, Pistons. I don't know why you're doing that, but I will gladly take it. Okay, so I also have PJ Washington, who I forgot to mention. He could help us out. So we actually have some young talent. I don't want to clog up our cap too much, but, you know, it would be nice to get these guys into the playoffs and maybe snag another great young player if we can. There's not a lot of good ones on the market. I'm also going to offer a deal to Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's probably always going to be on the bench for my team if we do end up signing him, but he will be a very solid bench player for a long time. We could probably do with a new small forward. Maybe Derek Jones could be that guy for us. Slide DJ a contract too. Wow, so Bogdan, Willie, and Derek all agree to come to the team. So we got, you know, we got a squad now. We don't have like that star level player, but we got some depth, which is nice. I'm also going to give this guy Derek Favors an offer. You know, I like Derek Favors. He's always been good to me in these rebuilds. He's good to me when I play as the Pelicans and play now. So we got Derek Favors too. So we got, you know, a collection of mid-level talent. We're probably still not a playoff team, but we should, you know, be better than last year, which I don't know if is actually a good thing for us long term. We're going to want those draft picks, but as you can see, I mean, the team's not that great. Our best player is an 80 overall. So I think we got a long way to go before contention. We'll probably get another good draft pick this year, you know, and if we pick an 8 or 9, that's okay. We don't need a top 3 pick again. So I have one training camp. I'm going to send it to Anthony Edwards just to make sure his potential is the best it can be. All right, so in year 2, we got Devontae Graham, Anthony Edwards, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, and Favors, Bogdanovic, Rozier, Zeller, and Derek Jones, and Hernan Gomez. Malik Monk, we should probably find some minutes for. Maybe I could G League him. I can, so I'm going to send Monk to the G League. It'd be nice to find some minutes for Azubuike, so we might send him to the G League too, just so he can get some development. He might be big. Never mind, can't do that. All right, let's send him to the trade deadline. I really don't know what to expect with this team. I think we'll be a bad team, to be honest. There's a chance we do decent because of how good our bench is. It's a good bench. Like, we got some talent on that bench. We got some shot creation with Terry, so the bench could be scary, but overall the team might not be the best. We'll see. I don't know. All right, the team is 23-26. You know what? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give Azubuike the minutes of Zeller so he can develop a little bit, because honestly, we don't need to be winning these games if we're not going to make the playoffs or being in the 8th seed. I don't see that's really going to help us that much. Let's see if we can trade Zeller. Maybe some contending team will give us some value for him. All right, I'm going to make this trade, get a first rounder from the Portland Trail Blazers, and we're going to plow ahead. Hopefully, we get lucky in the lottery, because we're going to be in the back end of it, I think. Giannis with an MVP. Obi Toppin was Rookie of the Year. All right, so our guy Anthony Edwards, you know, we actually had a pretty balanced team. I imagine he didn't throw up great stats for us. Damn, Anthony averaged 11 points per game. Okay, so he's got a lot of room for improvement here. The whole team, you know, we have a really balanced team, which is, you know, next year I actually could see us taking a win jump, and we missed the playoffs. Thankfully, actually, that's a good thing. So, see who the champion is, and now the real off season where we make the big jump starts now. All right, Milwaukee, NBA champions behind Giannis, but we're on our way. Draft lottery. We don't have the best odds. We have the 8th pick is what we're slotted for, and we end up with the 8th pick, so I'm happy with that. You know, we talked about that before the year. All right, in the NBA draft, ooh, we have some options. Well, looks like I forgot to import a draft class. All right, so I'm going to take, man, I don't know who to take. There's a lot of point guards and shooting guards in this draft, and that's kind of where we're, you know, pretty good looking forward. So I'm going to try to trade this first pick, actually. And I'm not getting offered any stars. Uh-oh. Khalil Whitney, you know, a young, promising small forward, 20 years old. Why not? Let's make the trade. Cool. So we get a good young prospect with the pick. Basically spent the draft pick there. So we're accepting our team option on Miles, on PJ, on Azubuike, and not Cody Martin. So this is the offseason where we need to sign Devontae Graham. Okay, he wants kind of a big deal. I think we can get him on a more fair deal to the team. 16.5 per year. That's actually cheaper than the Rozier contract. I think, yep, he's going to accept it. All right, so we got Devontae Graham, which is awesome. So Malik Monk got up to an 81 playing in the G League last year. So now all of a sudden, Malik Monk's the guy we got to bring back. And honestly, we could trade him because we got Bogdanovich and Anthony Edwards. So it's not like we are dying to get him. Unfortunately, he's not interested in negotiating with me, but he's restricted. I'm just going to match the offer he took with the Clippers, even though it's pretty big because, well, I don't really got a choice. All right, so everyone is looking up. Malik Monk went up the most on our team. Now all of a sudden, he's tied for best player on the team overall-wise. But look at all the 80s, man. No stars, but look at the 80s. Very inspirational 80s there. So we're going to training camps. So our first camp, Anthony Edwards again. We need this dude to be a beast for us. Come on, Anthony. Azubuike, our young center. We like what he could bring. And another untapped potential for Miles Bridges. You know, I view him as a part of the rebuild, so I'm giving it to him. All right, so our rotation right now is the problem is we don't have minutes for Whitney and Azubuike. I'm going to try to make a playoff push, so I'm not going to force getting the minutes, but Monk, Bogdanovich, Rozier, Hernangomez, and Jr. are all taking up minutes. So we're going to try to make some consolidation trades around the trade deadline. Monk, I can move on the 15th. I know he didn't want to stay here, so, you know, let's maybe honor his desire not to play here. We could ship him out, hopefully, you know, get some sort of star player by trading some of the draft picks we've gotten over the course of this rebuild, and maybe some of the young talent we can't find minutes for. Maybe we can finally get a star player in here to play along with our guys. But for now, you know, we're a well-balanced team. I think we can make the 8 or 7 seed. So on January 15th, we're 19-19, and now we look trade our best player, Malik Monk. He didn't want to be here. We got him under contract. Maybe I shouldn't try to trade him, but I feel like this is the best outlet to getting the star player I feel like the team really needs to rebuild. Bam Adebayo and Hero is a great pickup for us, so I'm going to make this trade. Get some of these Miami guys in here. Fix things up with some Heat culture. Now, we got a lot more trades to do. We're about to restructure this team like crazy. So now that we got Bam and we got Favors off the bench, you know, I like Favors. I like his contract. Enough gloating about Favors. I can trade Azubuike now, and that's some value, man. We got some valuable pieces on this bench. Hernangomez needs to go too. So here we go, man. We're about to do some trades, and we're about to make some things happen. All right, we're going to trade Khalil Whitney, Rozier, because I had to make the salaries work, and Portland's first-round pick for DeJounte Murray. So now our lineup right now is DeJounte, Anthony, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, and Bam Adebayo. Our bench still really solid. Graham, Favors, Bogdanovich, Hero, and Hood. Now I'm just really trying to get rid of Hernangomez, and I think this team is ready to roll. All right, I'm going to trade him for Tony Bradley just to get off the contract quicker at the end of the season. Azubuike, I'm finally going to be able to send to the G League. And yeah, the team is a bit better now. I definitely think so. We got DeJounte Murray, Anthony Edwards, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Adebayo. The bench, we got Graham, Favors, Bogdanovich, Hero, and Bradley. We got shooting, size, handling on the bench. So here we go, man. Going to the end of the season, I feel good about our team. All right, we finished here with 52 wins. I feel like we get 52 wins like very often. It's kind of weird how often we get to 52 wins, like exactly 52. Good season for us. We're the 3rd seed going against the 6th-seeded New York Knicks. Theo Maledon. They got McCollum and Leonard. Whoa! What am I supposed to do? Let's just see how game 1 goes. I really don't know what to feel about this. You know, they got Kawhi, they got McCollum, but, you know, we got the depth. I mean, I guess the depth is really what's going to carry us here because we won game 1 pretty handily. Looks like in game 2, Kawhi Leonard's getting his revenge and they're going to crush us. Okay, so let's see if we can take one of the games in New York. Looks like it'll be this game 3. All right, we're up 2-1. And it looks like we are heading to a 2-2 tied series. Okay, going back to Charlotte. I don't know how good of our home court is. Hopefully purple shirt guy isn't there mocking Kawhi Leonard, because if he was, I think Kawhi might tear us a new one. But thankfully it looks like he didn't go to that game. And New York Knicks take it. All right, so it goes to a game 7. I imagine they're gonna win game 7. They got the superstar player. We got depth, we got youth, and I guess, that youth means fresh legs because we beat them. And now we're going against the Celtics, who are a 7 seed. Things are looking interesting here now. I think the Celtics are also a better team than us. They got the Tatum, they got the Brown, they got Kemba. They got all those guys. They take game 1 by 3. I feel good about game 2 for some reason. I don't know why. They only beat us by 3. They beat us in overtime. All right, well, if they beat us in Charlotte, we can beat them in Boston, or maybe not. Yep, game 4. So we get swept, but honestly, I think we had a great season. I did not expect us to push 50 wins. I think next year, our guys get a little bit better. Maybe we make one more big trade, and we're right there in title contention. So here we go. Hopefully, this will be our last offseason. I think we got a really good base going forward now. Obviously, we don't have a draft pick. We traded a lot of our assets, but it was worth it. A 50-win season, that doesn't happen very often for the Hornets. So, of course, accepting PJ, Anthony Edwards, and Tyler Hero, qualifying offer. Well, I learned not to do the qualifying offer. The game doesn't like it. So nobody. And now we're going to try to re-sign Graham, Bridges, and Azubuike. So Bridges and Graham both want to take a 1-year deal. All right, that's fine. Okay, Azubuike won't come back to us. Well, that's just great. All right, he wasn't even playing for us anyway. I'm not gonna lose sleep over him. All right, player progression. The team progressed quite a bit. Everyone currently employed on this team is above an 80 overall. We like to see that. Camp number 1, untapped potential 2. Anthony Edwards, again, this dude is just not getting better at the rate we needed him to. Perimeter defense, Miles Bridges. We need him to be better on the defensive end. Untapped potential, DeJounte Murray, kind of our lead guard now that this rebuild has taken a turn. So we got DeJounte Murray, Anthony Edwards, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, and Bam Adebayo. A good balanced starting lineup. Off the bench, we got Derek Favors, Bogdanovich, Graham, Hero. And we're going to play a 9-man rotation this year. Here we go. I think the team should be pretty good. I don't know if we're going to push a 1 or a 2 seed, but we should be able to at least get that 3 seed again. So I'm going to go the day before the trade deadline, see how the team is. 31-19 at the trade deadline. I'm going to stick with the team we have. I actually kind of like our roster a lot. Team is pretty much on the books for next year. Well, actually 3 guys. We got a lot of guys not on the books for next year. Graham and Bridges, both only wanted to take a 1-year deal instead of re-signing with me. I'm just going to look. I mean, I don't really want to trade them because they're kind of like the original part of the team, but I need to at least do my due diligence here and see what they might be worth. And no offer was found. What about for Graham? No one wants Graham. Does anyone want Bridges? These are not good offers. All right, we're rolling with the team. You know what? If they don't want to stay, we'll figure something out. PJ won't re-sign. No one else eligible. This is not good. This rebuild could fall apart this offseason, so I'm really hoping that's not what happens. We finished the year 51-31, a game worse than last time, unfortunately, and we are the 5 seed this time, so the East must have gotten a lot better. Let's take a look. Yeah, the East got a bit better. We got Cleveland in the first round, Sexton, Garland, Porter, Obi Toppin, Drummond. That's a team, man. That's a good team. That reminds me of our team a little bit. All right, game 1 in Cleveland. Here we go. I think we can win this series, low-key. I feel good about this series. Oh, well, they took game 1 last second, so I don't know what I'm saying. What I'm saying was wrong. But, maybe we'll change that when we go back. No, we're losing. Charlotte, man, this is a tough team. All right, this offseason is going to be huge for us. Looks like we're going to get bounced in the first round here. We're down 3-0. Hey, maybe we can turn our season around here. I don't think any team's ever come back from 3-0. I don't think it'll be us. Well, we won that one. Yeah. So we lose 4-1. We get bounced in the first round. Clearly, this team's not where it needs to be. Accepting our team option on Anthony Edwards. Man, his lack of growth as a player has really hurt this rebuild. So now we're going to try to bring back our guys. It's going to be tough because we got a lot of guys we got to bring back. And a lot of them didn't want to come back. We got Devontae Graham, Bridges, PJ Washington, and Hero to re-sign. And then you know, what do we even do? Hero wants to take this 1-year deal. That solves the Hero problem. All right, they all agree to take these long-term contracts. Let's see if that's the case. They staked me last year, and PJ wants to take the 1 year. Looks like Graham and Bridges are still okay. Oh no, they're all taking it. They're all taking the deals. They're all taking the deals. Hey, we're bringing the team back. But the question is, how do we go from, you know, 8th seed-ish type team to title contender? Because that's actually a big jump. We're gonna have to figure out how to make that jump. Let's see what kind of trades maybe we can finagle during this player progression period. First camp, we're gonna do combo guard for Anthony Edwards. We need this man, you know, to really take a step forward here. Perimeter defense for Bridges again. He's not very good at it right now. And then, you know what? We're gonna send Bam to big man offense. Because Bam's actually one of our best scorers. He literally led our team in scoring. That's not really Bam's type of role, being the go-to scorer on a team, I feel like. But hey, for us, he kind of has to be that. We're really missing that top-end wing scorer. So let's see if there's any way we can snag that. Probably gonna have to do that at the trade deadline, to be honest, because of the, you know, signings and stuff. So we're basically running back the same team. We brought back Batum on a $2 million deal. I like the team. I don't know. Maybe we could trade one of the 2 guards. I mean, the team's definitely gonna have to change at the trade deadline unless we take a huge step forward. We will go to that trade deadline and we will see what happens. As it stands, we are 36-14. Maybe a 1 seed, a 2 seed behind Philly. They got Blake on the team now. That's interesting. All right, Cavs right behind us with that same squad. Scary team. Obviously, they beat us last year. So, I mean, what's the question? Who do we trade here? We got quite a team. The Pelicans will give us Brandon Ingram, a 90 overall player, a top small forward for Bridges. Hero, who's leaving anyway because we can't afford him, and a first-round pick. We're overpaying a little bit, a lot of it. Moderate a bit, who knows what bit amount we're overpaying, but we need to consolidate to get to the top, in my opinion. So we got DeJounte Murray, Anthony Edwards, Brandon Ingram, PJ Washington, Bam Adebayo. All of a sudden, we got 3 players, 90 overall. We got Edwards, we got Washington, and our bench is still really good with Graham, Bogdanovich, Favors, and the other Bogdanovich. We've reunited the Bogdanoviches. They're not brothers. We found that out last year, but it's all right. All right, so hopefully we can finish this year. Hopefully we finish the year as a 1 seed or a 2 seed, make our push for the finals. Honestly, the way the salaries are setting up, it's this year or never. Honestly, I feel like that's how it's gonna go. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, we finished with 58 wins. I doubt we had anyone on the All-NBA team. We did. We had DeJounte Murray. Oh, that's the all-defensive team. Hey, that's still a good sign. We are the 1 seed, which is really nice. We get to avoid those Cavs and Philly. And we're going to have to play Milwaukee, but we can figure them out. Orlando, I think we're going to beat them. I'm going to simulate this round. I feel good about that. So we sweep them. Milwaukee sweeps the Nets. And now we got Milwaukee to worry about. Going to make a game plan and hope to God we can win this series. All right, game 1. Here we go. Milwaukee is taking us. They do have the super duper star. They got Giannis. That's a big edge for them. All right, game 2. Come on, we got to win game 2. Got to make this a series. It's the best Hornets team we've had. Probably this is the best Charlotte team since the 90s with, you know, Alonzo Mourning. I want to say Larry Johnson. Maybe I'm wrong about Larry Johnson being the other big guy in that team. But right now we're down 2-1. So we have won a game in this series. Can we win another one? If we can go back to Charlotte tied, that's going to be great for us, but we'll see. Milwaukee's a tough out. Back 2-2. Here we go. Huge game 5 in Charlotte. We have to win the games in Charlotte because now we can drop game 6 in Milwaukee and be fine. But if we win game 6 in Milwaukee, you know, I'm going to feel pretty good going into that ECF. All right. Game 7, I don't like playing against the superstars in game 7s, but it looks like we're going to take this one. All right, we got Cleveland, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Garland, Sexton, Porter, Toppin, and Drummond. I think we can beat them, bro. I mean, I know they embarrassed us last year, but this year we're going to take them a little more seriously, and we're going to pull out the dub, I hope. I'm actually going to do the 2-center cheese this game. I don't know why, I feel like this is going to be a good strategy against this Cleveland team. All right, here we go. Game 1. We're the 1 seed, they're the 2 seed. It's gonna be a battle. We're in Charlotte. We are gonna take game 1. Okay, so we've really flipped the script on this Cavs team. Last year they embarrassed us 4-1. This year it looks like things are a bit different. We got Brandon Ingram this time. We didn't have him last time. You know, that's kind of a good pick and roll scoring threat we got there as a ball handler. And looks like we might even sweep the Cavaliers. We might sweep these Cavs. We did sweep the Cavs. Now we're in the NBA Finals going against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know how we're going to fare against the Mavericks. It's really just about, you know, not letting Luka take over the game. And looks like in game 1, Luka took over the game. Let's see the box score. Yeah, Luka had 31, 9 of 20. I mean, that's not that bad, honestly. That's like 45% right there. Porzingis, they took a decent amount of threes. Game 2, maybe we could turn it around. We got home court, and we narrowly win game 2. I don't feel great about the way this series is going, but if we can win one of these games in Dallas, man, make it a shorter series, I'll feel great. If we go down 3-1 here, that might be the end of the Charlotte Hornets for this season. But hey, we're going to force it into Charlotte. It's 2-2. We got home court over the last 3 games, so this is a must-win game 5. If we don't win this game 5, it's pretty much over. And it's... Oh, we win by a point. Okay, here we go in Dallas. We can lose this one and be okay. I mean, I'd rather we just win it and not be stressed. All right, game 7. Here we go. Here we go, game 7. Okay, here we go. Just got to shut down. Oh, we killed them in the first quarter. That first quarter alone, it's really close. It's back and forth. We lost game 7 by a point. Bro. Hey, but that's what superstars do. They win games like that, and we take an L. Yeah, this team, you know, we put all our eggs in the basket. We lost game 7 by 1 point. We are good enough to win the finals. If you lose game 7 by 1 point, you are good enough to lose the finals. But ultimately, I did not build a sustainable team financially. And yeah, we didn't win. But hey, man, I thought we built a great team for the Hornets fans. Those would have been like the best 3 years in franchise history, low-key. So a decent job with this rebuild. Hope you guys enjoyed. We didn't quite win, but we built a team that, you know, obviously was good enough. Game 7 at a point, we were good enough, but just not good enough, I guess. Wait, I just said we were good enough, but I just said we weren't good enough. I don't know. If you guys enjoyed this rebuild, leave a like below. Subscribe for more rebuilds. Most of the time, we pull out the dub. It was hard with the Hornets, and you know, my financial management, not great, but hey, sometimes you gotta go all in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Hope you enjoyed. Peace!